It is all change at Alpine as Fernando Alonso heads out the door to Aston Martin with former AlphaTauri man Pierre Gasly coming in the other direction. But have the French team lit the fuse on a ticking time bomb? For those of you out of the loop, we are going to be taking a deeper look at the strained relationship of Gasly and new teammate Esteban Ocon and ask whether it's only a matter of time before it all goes wrong at Alpine. Gasly and Ocon's upbringing. On the face of it, you'll be hard-pressed to find two drivers on the current F1 grid who had a more similar upbringing than Gasly and Ocon. They were both in the Normandy region in France and met each other at an early age where they began karting together. Their obvious talent set them apart, and soon they became the best of friends. "We used to spend so much time together," Gasly said. "Train at the same track, going on weekends together. He used to come to my home many times, and same for myself, we went to his place. I even remember times that in the winter, there was nobody coming to our racetrack except us." But racing drivers are a different breed when it comes to competitiveness, and soon their desire to be first began to hurt their friendship. The relationship unfortunately got a whole lot worse at some point in karting when we started to fight for the World Cup, European Championship, and also National Championship, Gasly recalls. "And I really remember one weekend, the World Cup in 2010 in Portugal, that he literally cut the track one corner, cutting the grass, and hit me in the last heats before the pre-final, because I was going to start, I think, second or third, and I think he didn't really like it." The result of their falling out was tremendous. They no longer trained together, and as they both began the journey that would see them end up in Formula 1, the relationship deteriorated even further. Feuds in F1. Throughout their careers, Gasly and Ocon have seemingly never been in similar paced cars, meaning their on-track battles have, for now, been kept to a minimum. But there are a few times when the Frenchmen have come up against one another. The most notable example of their heated rivalry came in their home race in 2018 when they came together on the opening lap and crashed out. But in 2023, and in equal machinery, they should in theory be spending much more time closer together on the track. A situation that could prove a nightmare to handle for both the drivers and the higher-ups at Alpine. When Gasly's move to Alpine from AlphaTauri was confirmed, it seemed that both drivers tried to bury the hatchet, saying their bad relationship was in the past. But it's one thing to say that during the calmness of an interview, and another thing entirely to keep your cool whilst driving at 200 miles an hour out on the track. Problems at Alpine already. Potential fireworks. Alpine are not a team without incident either. In 2022, Alonso began an open revolt against the French outfit as he knew his exit route had already been confirmed. He complained about the team's strategy and the team's reliability, noting that the problems only seemed to happen to his car, something that Ocon was quick to refute. But it was not just words either. Both Alonso and Ocon suffered damage as they came together at Sao Paulo Grand Prix sprint race, and the Spaniard lost his front wing as a result. In the end, they finished in P17 and P18 to the fury of their team and fans. The anger inside the Alpine paddock was immense, with Otmar Schaffnauer warning both drivers that they would be replaced if they tried anything similar during Sunday's race. And that almost came to be, when Ocon had to be told several times, each more stern than the last, to let the quicker Alonso past. So, Alpine is not a team free of internal drama, and have they shot themselves in the foot by hiring Gasly? Ocon is not one to back away from a fight, and has been known to rub drivers up the wrong way. The challenge on a team principal's shoulders is already enormous, so the last thing Schaffnauer needs is to have to control his own drivers. Having made progress since their rebrand from Renault to Alpine during P4 in the 2022 Constructors' Championship, it seemed like 2023 could be the year Alpine finally starts to challenge at the top of the grid and bring back some of the form that saw Alonso win 2 world titles in the 2000s. But at the same time, this season has the potential to be a disaster. If Gasly and Ocon were to be racing side by side in one of the early races, given everything that has happened and the previous bad blood, are either going to back out? The likely answer is no, and that could have a costly effect on the fortunes of Alpine. There will be plenty of intriguing teammate battles up and down the grid in 2023, but as the lights go out in the opening race in Bahrain, pay special attention to the two Alpine boys, as the fireworks may not just be the ones up in the sky. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video. You can also check out one of our other videos, including the 5 things Charles Leclerc needs to do to be a serious title contender.